Hi, my name is Leo Verhagen, and for my biology role model project, I chose to learn more about Dr. Marcus W. Feldman. Dr. Feldman began his life in Perth, Australia. One of the most important people in his life early on was his father, who was a mechanical engineer. He pushed him academically and inspired Marcus to take up mathematics at a young age. After high school, Feldman attended the University of Western Australia and graduated in 1964 with a double major in mathematics and statistics. He then continued his studies and in 1966 graduated from Monash University, which is also in Australia, with a Master's of Science in Mathematics. His next path in life led him over to the United States of America, where he ended up joining a PhD program at Stanford University. And in 1969, he acquired his degree when studying under Professor Dr. Samuel Carlin. Dr. Carlin was an important mentor to Feldman, and was one of the first people to get him interested in biology. He pushed him to pursue research into population genetics with his math and statistical expertise. And now, Dr. Feldman is an assistant professor at Stanford in the Department of Biological Sciences. It seems to me like Dr. Feldman is a very private man, as I could find no personal hobbies or activities that he likes to do. One thing is for certain though, he loves teaching other people. At Stanford, he teaches 6 classes, is in charge of 9 independent studies, and one thing I found out about him is he loves traveling to other colleges and giving speeches about his research. In this photo at the bottom, it's a photo of him presenting some of his research to some students at Clemson University. Dr. Feldman intrigued me because of his research that is aimed to help the society and human lives. Also, I was really interested in learning about the math and statistics area of biology, because I've never really thought about the two of them together, and it might be something I want to do in the future if research isn't what I like doing in biology. This seemed like a perfect biologist to study. Additionally, his emphasis on human evolution is very interesting, especially with his expertise on modern human evolution today. Dr. Feldman is an expert in all things evolution, whether it is about animals in the wild or humans living in the cities. In particular, he's very interested in population studies and statistics, and likes to tie evolution and population studies together in his research. One really interesting thing he does research in is cultural evolution in humans. Also, research into the human molecular evolution and correlation between cultural, societal, and demographic factors. Dr. Feldman recently published an article focusing on widowhood and the correlation of mortality rates of older people living in rural China. His motive is because China's population is aging at a far faster rate than Western societies because of an increased longevity and failing fertility. Marriage has been recognized as a fundamental social institution that provides humans with protection against societal pressures and stressors. Dr. Feldman's experiments aims to see if people experiencing the loss of a spouse are at a greater risk of dying than people with partners still alive. Another factor they looked into was living arrangements of the widows. Either are they living alone, or living with family or friends. The results of the studies were very interesting. Mortality risk of widowed elders was significantly higher than these with surviving spouses. Also, they determined that a huge factor on the mortality rate of widows was based on their living arrangements. If they were widowed after living with others, they had a higher rate than if they were widowed before they were living with others. It was almost a double higher mortality rate. Another interesting fact was that men have a higher mortality rate than women. So overall, the main results they got were widowed men had a much higher mortality rate than widowed women, and also you had a much higher rate of passing away if you lived alone rather than with your family. What has he accomplished and what is yet to come? Dr. Feldman has some very impressive accomplishments. One, his research has contributed to important demographic work that will help support the future of humanity. Also, One of his 400-plus research papers even won an award for the 2003 Research Paper of the Year. In addition, he has written over 6 different books. In his next steps, he is currently writing another 3 different books, and he will continue to teach at Stanford University. Overall, Dr. Feldman is an extremely accomplished and interesting biologist. He uses his skills in both mathematics and the life sciences to help make the world a better place.